Thanks for having me.
I'm just a small girl with a big God.
I remember my first movie. Do I remember how much I was paid? 15,000.
TG, would you eat your breakfast? Don't make me come out there.
I really just love this job.
They are sleeping together.
Everybody will not have to like me. You know, whether you call me a bad name or you call me a good name, it doesn't really change who I am.
I'll gladly make you the latest porn star in town.
I go for what I want, and when I want something, I really go for it.
You're not supposed to gather this energy. Take and go fight, Scar. You will get those men.
Hi, my name is Iniedo, and this is my exclusive interview on HIPTV.
Are you a saint? Are you a saint? I hope you're spending the weekend with us and you're not leaving in a hurry.
I would love to. Tell that there are no children to play with.
You know, it's been 10 years since we got married, yet no kids. I keep all of God's commandments.
I'm beginning to get to that place where I feel like I'm going to feel accomplished at some point. I think before Shanty Town came out, I wouldn't say that I got that feeling. You know, but now I kind of get the feeling that I will eventually get the fulfillment of having spent that number of years in this industry.
You had to make God a deacon, a born-again child of God. I am pregnant.
It wasn't something that was planned in the first place, so it just happened. I didn't even understand how and when it happened. It just happened. It was just boom, you know. So in my wildest dreams thought I would get here. But I also know that I go for what I want, and when I want something, I really go for it. So I knew that if I wanted this so much, I knew I would get it somehow.
TG, would you eat your breakfast? Don't make me come out there.
Mommy!
Ivy!
Of course, when I came I was still a teenager. I mean, how was I able to navigate my way? God gave me a lot of good people around who sort of were like guardian angels, you know. Ekenegwe, for one, is a director who took me under his wing. I kind of had good guidance. Maybe that was how. And then I just was blessed to have these jobs coming in. People just, the minute my film came out, everybody just started calling. They wanted me to work with them. You know, the jobs kept coming. So, you know, the next thing I knew, I was this person.
I'm just a small girl with a big God.
There was Liz Benson, there was Sandra Chums, there was Victoria Yama, and Damanze. I mean, quite a couple of them that I used to really, really look up to. And then the Mortalas came out, the Genevieve, and you know.
It's either you leave town just like I've asked you to, or I'll gladly make you the latest porn star in town.
I remember my first movie. Do I remember how much I was paid? 15,000. And it was a film called Cassandra. I played a nurse to Auntie Ukeri and Onobi. That was my first movie. That's all I did in the film. This was 2000. Yeah, 2000. It's called Cassandra, I remember. And then I did 3 jobs at that time. I did that one. I did another one called Child of Destiny. Child of Destiny was Adame was the lead character in Child of Destiny, the late Adame, may her soul rest in peace. And Alex Lopez was also, you know, like a major player in the film. And then I was one of the girls, one of the prostitutes. Yeah, one of the prostitutes. So we were just running around like, hey, just in the crowd, just making a lot of noise, and you know, and that was the second, yeah.
Where is Jamal?
On his way to Berlin. As usual, I'm left cleaning up his mess.
What did I do? I've been trying to...
Keep quiet! I'll see you when I want to see you.
No, actors are not getting well paid. We haven't gotten there yet. We're still on that journey. But I mean, it's getting there. But actors are not getting what they deserve. I mean, you can't even begin to. I mean, first of all, other than the big platforms that we have now, and perhaps the cinemas, you know, how much is a filmmaker going to use to make a movie that is going to African Magic Epic, for instance? So when you look at the budget, how much can an actor possibly get? You know, so of course not. And then it gets better as it gets to the cinema, it gets better, and then of course the bigger platforms. But hey, you're still nowhere near there. I think passion. I really just love this job, you know. I love everything about this job. Like, I don't think there's anything else. I've tried to do other things. I've actually taken out time I took a few years off, thinking I was done. But the passion just wouldn't let it go. You can't just let it go. So I think the need to keep wanting more, the need to keep keeping it alive has kept me relevant. Because what that means is that you always have to find a way to evolve, always have to find a way to better yourself as an actor, to improve on yourself, to bring value to the industry. So yeah, that has, I think, it's kept me relevant. First of all, I locked my room and I got on my knees and I pray to God. That's the first step. Once I do that, I just literally eat a lot, watch TV, and just find a way to sleep. That's how I get through a typical bad day. I don't want to be stressed. I just check out. Literally all the rumors I've heard about myself have made me laugh. Literally all of them. I don't want to rehatch any rumor. I don't even like to remember them. It feels terrible. It doesn't feel good in any way, to be honest. But for me, I've trained myself to the point where I have embraced the fact that everybody will not have to like me. Everyone can't, people will always try to tear you down one way or the other, you know. But I've also trained myself to understand that nobody's opinion really defines who I am. I mean, you know, you can call me the bad name, whether you call me a bad name or you call me a good name, it doesn't really change who I am. And for that reason, I don't let it get to me, because you don't know me, but you're allowed to be bitter. I can't help you if you're a bitter person and you're projecting that bitterness on somebody else. I can't help you. But my response to those sort of things is just to keep succeeding. That's all.
Ọ̀dàlẹ̀ balẹ̀ lọ, ẹni bá dalẹ̀ á balẹ̀ lọ.
Shantytown, how did it begin? I mean, I've been looking for a story to tell, to produce. I've always wanted to make a film that would sort of shift things, shift the narrative in Nollywood. I know that I have the heart to do it if I find a good project. So my partner, Chichi, approached me with this script and said, oh, babe, I'd like for us to do this together. I'll take a look at the script and see what you think. So I read the script. I called her, I said, babe, how can we even, have you read the script? And she goes, Abio. I say, this one, it will be up to 50 million. That was even the first thing I even said in my head. And she was like, you go pass, you go double. So like we just left the script and forgot about it. And then 6 months down the line, we call up each other again. I'm like, hey, what's up with that script? Let's read that script again. We went back and read it again. And she called me back and said, what do you think? I said, I don't know how I read it before, but this one I'm reading now, that's money that you and I will call in. It won't even go anywhere if you're going to do this job. So let's just know that. She said, but are you up to it? And we asked each other, and then we said, okay, let's do it. So we started putting teams together, called up somebody who was going to give us a proper breakdown of the script. We saw the budget. I wanted to run again. But we now said, well, because we insisted on certain kinds of things to be done for Shantytown. So, it was like you've designed a home, a house, and now you have to buy everything according to your design. And these things are like, okay, it's either you don't do this one or you do this one is cheaper. So we went at it. It was tough, but we did it.
She's returned. Then don't release her from Sanko.
I don't know if you can tell that I'm a bit jittery. Like it's just so overwhelming. It's very humbling. It's very overwhelming. It's more than a dream come true. It's so inspiring as well because we didn't see this coming, this level of acceptance. I won't even lie. It's mind-blowing, but really, really inspiring.
Why was it 50 million? Why was it 40 fuck we're gonna give me 15 million now?
I like to take the casting credits, please. Drum rolls. Well, fortunately, my partner and I, we're so in sync that we can make different choices. Like we respect each other's decisions anyway. So I saw Chidi 4 years ago at the Hilton. No, not in the Hilton, some hotel in Abuja. And the lift was just opening and he walked out. And I'm like, GQ, where have you been? And in my head at that moment, I just knew that I'd seen Scar. Because he had this hood on, he had the shorts, he had his beards were this long, really long. So he had that mystery. There was a mystery to how he looked. It wasn't just rough at the edge, but there was still a fineness to it. So I'm like, this is Scar. And we had been battling with this Scar character for a while. A lot of people had come to read, and it didn't work. So it didn't work not because they were not amazing actors, but there was just something that we wanted from Scar. So when I told my partners, they were like, nah, he's not around though. I said, don't worry, it's in America, I can reach him. So eventually they came around when we had, of course, tried a few. So I called Chidi up, and Chidi was in Nigeria. So he comes, he picks up the script, and he reads the script, and then he tells us, I need to go back to America and prepare for this role. I just don't want to do it. Let me go back to Yankee and prepare for Scar, And then that's how it happened. Okay, how did I cast somebody like Messi? Messi, for me, it was just a vision that I had about that character. And first, one of the major setbacks, kickbacks I had was the fact that she was Igbo, she wasn't Yoruba, that the character was supposed to be. I'm like, we'll let her play herself. She'll play an Igbo girl. So that's the first thing we did, was change her into an Igbo, made her her character Igbo. So I said, so the minute I said, let's make her play an Igbo girl, it sort of resonated with everybody. They could understand where I was coming from. I said, for this character, I need somebody that is pretty, some kind of carefree attitude, you know, and she really gave that vibe. So yeah, and of course, Shalewa was an obvious cast. For Shafi Bello, we wanted to see a character that could be a match for Uncle Richard. You know, yeah, people might think the role was small, but it was 2 powerful scenes. She delivered the heck out of those 2 scenes. And they were like really long scenes. So if it wasn't a character, an actor that could keep people glued to their TVs for that period of time, because it was such a long scene. But she made every line reverberate, like you would just keep listening to it. I mean, that was just a perfect casting. I don't care if it was 1 scene or 2. And then, of course, Zubi, obvious cast. Then Peter was just the one that no one saw coming. Peter's own just happened, sort of happened. It sort of happened. But I'm glad we had him on the set. So he did, I mean, look at him now. He tried. He did well.
Can I help you?
Shalewa. It's a big year.
First of all, I'd like to speak from an actor's perspective. Sometimes you could do something out of impulse, perhaps out of maybe pressure from home or pressure from whatever, you know. So first intuition as an actor would be, oh, let's just let them know it's not me. Do you get? I mean, that's how I like to be objective in, you know, as an actor, you know, one could do that without thinking it through. So I don't believe that she did it with any sort of malicious intent, you know, and it's just what it is. We just have to, perhaps as filmmakers, start to tighten our contracts when it concerns this type of things. So, you know, it is what it is.
You will get those men. We will bring them to justice.
It's been a long time coming. I'm sure when Nigerians clamor for change, when they want things to evolve, they've been asking for the industry to evolve. Industry cannot evolve without being able to be unafraid of telling stories the way they should be told. Some of us took time to go to, like a whole house, for instance, just to go take a look at how they live before we started filming. This is how they live. This is how they're treated. So if you want to tell that story in its original form, you cannot avoid the nudity.
You're not supposed to gather this energy. Take and go fight, Scar.
It was absolutely intentional. I mean, if I was to produce a film, I think I would be doing a film of this magnitude. I'll be doing my state of origin a huge, and the people in it who look up to me, a very huge disservice if I wouldn't highlight any part of their culture. And then I had the opportunity to do so. So it's a duty. It's my job to do, you know, so to put my state on the map, to put my language, aware of our attitude, our culture, everything, to just put it out there. So I'm just so proud that we made that decision, and made it so easy as well. Because immediately I ran it by her, she was so excited about it. She just, even when I tried to speak English, she'd be like, no, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. So yeah.
Is it those girls that suck you? Or is it Chief Fernandez who allows you to run his illegal ventures?
I like the actress. I like the producer as well. But I like the actress because I get paid. For the producer, I'm paying people. So that process of paying is not funny. But then, of course.
Hey, Lordy! Hey, Bore!
Yeah, so I'm putting up a creative studio in my state. It's called Ibom Creative Academy. It's still in the works, but you know, the idea is to redirect filmmaking business and creative industry to Akwa Ibom State, because we have the ambience, we have all that it takes for filmmaking. It's just so peaceful, the landscape, you know, the security, the good people, the food, the roads, the infrastructure, so the plan is just to make sure that that's the next hub for filmmaking. So we are setting up everything for them. So when you're coming, you don't have to bring your equipment. We already have trained hands. We would have, you know, fine actors and technical crew guys that will be from Akwa Ibom State. So yeah, that's the goal. We have my big fairy tale wedding. It's in edits now. We're already done filming. It's going to be a limited series as well. So that's all I can tell you about it. But that one is going to really blow your minds, guys. Just...
Ọ̀dàlẹ̀, balẹ̀ lọ. Ẹni bá dalẹ̀, á balẹ̀ lọ.
Can I help you?
Shanty,
It's a big year. Papa carry and come pay money where they owe scam. Why was it 15 million? Why was it 40 fuck? We're gonna give me 15 million now. Call me Inem.
Inem, she's returned. They don't release her from Sanko.
You're not supposed to gather this energy. Take and go fight Scar. You will get those men. We will bring them to justice.
What is your impetus, Scar? Is it those girls that suck you? Or is it Chief Fernandez who allows you to run his illegal ventures?
We have a code red.
Hey, Lordy! Hey, Bore!
While I day for Zanga.
Hi, my name is Iniedo, and you have just watched my exclusive interview on HIPTV.